I was 19 years old when I started my online business in my college dorm room. 23 when I bought a house in cash. 24 when my parents sued me for stealing the life my sister deserved. Let me explain how I got here. At 19, I was a sophomore in college studying marketing. I was broke, working 2 part-time jobs, drowning in student loan debt. My parents made it clear they couldn't help me financially. They were too busy supporting my older sister, Melissa, who was 25 at the time and still living at home, unemployed, finding herself. I started a dropshipping business selling sustainable home products, bamboo kitchenware, reusable containers, eco-friendly cleaning supplies. I worked on it every night after classes, every weekend between shifts at the campus bookstore and the local coffee shop. The first 6 months, I made $200 total. My parents laughed when I told them about it. "That's cute, sweetie," my mother said. "But maybe focus on getting a real job after graduation. Leave the business stuff to people who actually know what they're doing." My sister was worse. "You're embarrassing yourself," Melissa said. "Nobody makes money from those internet scams." But I kept going. I learned everything I could about digital marketing, social media advertising, customer service, supply chains. I reinvested every dollar I made back into the business. By the end of my sophomore year, I was making $2,000 a month. By junior year, $8,000. By the time I graduated at 21, my business was generating $25,000 a month in revenue. I paid off my $45,000 in student loans in 8 months. Quit both part-time jobs. Moved into a small apartment and ran my business full-time. My parents' attitude shifted immediately. "We always knew you were smart," my father said, suddenly proud. "That business degree is really paying off." Except I was a marketing major, and everything I learned about running a business came from YouTube, online courses, and failing repeatedly until I figured it out. My sister's attitude shifted too, but not toward pride. "It's not fair," Melissa told our parents at Sunday dinner. "Why does everything come so easy for her? I've been trying to figure out what to do with my life, and she just gets lucky with some website." Lucky. Like the 100-hour weeks meant nothing. Like the failures and the stress and the doubt were just luck. By 22, my business had grown even more. I'd expanded into 3 product categories, hired 2 virtual assistants, and was generating $50,000 a month in revenue. After expenses and taxes, I was taking home around $30,000 monthly. I was saving everything. Living in my small apartment, driving my old Honda, eating rice and chicken meal prep. I had a goal. I wanted to buy a house. In cash. No mortgage. Complete financial freedom by 25. Then everything changed when I saw the listing. It was a beautiful 3-bedroom house in a great neighborhood. Modern, updated, with a home office perfect for running my business. Listed at $320,000. I fell in love with it immediately. I'd saved $280,000 by this point, and I knew I could have the rest in 6 months. I made the mistake of mentioning it at family dinner. "There's this amazing house I'm looking at," I said, showing them photos on my phone. My sister's eyes lit up. "Oh my God, that's gorgeous. That's exactly the kind of house I want someday." "You should save up for it," I said. She laughed bitterly. "With what money? Some of us don't have magic internet businesses." My mother looked at the photos thoughtfully. "Honey, isn't this house a bit much for you? You're so young. Maybe you should rent for a few more years." "I can afford it," I said simply. My father frowned. "You're going to buy this?"
"How? Cash."
"I've been saving." The table went silent. "Cash," my sister repeated. "You have $320,000? "Almost. I will by the time closing happens." My sister's face went red. She stood up and left the table. My parents exchanged a look I couldn't read. "That's quite an accomplishment," my father said slowly. "We're very proud of you." But something fell off. Over the next few weeks, my sister stopped speaking to me. My parents kept calling with odd questions about my business. How much I made. How I made it. Whether I'd had any investors. Whether I'd used any family resources to start it. "No," I told them repeatedly. I started this with $200 from my bookstore paycheck. Everything since then has been reinvested profit. 6 months later, I closed on the house. Paid $320,000 in cash. At 23 years old, I own my home outright. I invited my parents over to see it. My sister refused to come. My mother walked through the rooms with a strange expression. "It's beautiful," she said. "It's exactly the house Melissa wanted." "Melissa can buy her own house when she's ready," I said. "She's been struggling," my mother said quietly. "She's been trying to start a business too. An online boutique. It's not going well. And seeing you succeed so easily, it's been hard on her." Easily? I stared at my mother. I worked 18-hour days for years. I sacrificed everything. There was nothing easy about it. "I know, sweetie.
But try to understand.
Melissa is older than you. She thought she'd be the successful one. This has been difficult for her self-esteem." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was supposed to feel guilty for working hard and succeeding? 2 months later, I got served with legal papers.
My parents were suing me.
I sat in my home office, staring at the lawsuit, my hands shaking. The claims were insane. They alleged that I had stolen a business opportunity that rightfully belonged to my sister. That Melissa had mentioned wanting to start an online sustainable products business, and I had taken her idea. They claimed I owed her half of my business earnings, approximately $600,000. They also claimed that they had financially supported me during college, and therefore were entitled to reimbursement now that I was successful. They wanted $100,000 for parenting costs and educational support. The total claim, $700,000. I called my sister immediately. "Are you serious right now? You're doing this?" "You stole my life," Melissa said, her voice cold. "That was supposed to be me. That house, that business, that success. You took it from me. I didn't take anything from you. I worked for this. You wouldn't even have the idea without me." I talked about sustainable products first. I said I wanted to do e-commerce. "You stole it all. You mentioned it once at dinner 3 years ago. You said, maybe I'll sell things online someday, and then never did anything about it. Because you took the opportunity. I was going to do it, and you rushed ahead and stole it." I hung up. I couldn't even process this level of delusion. I hired a lawyer. A good one. She looked at the lawsuit and actually laughed. "This is one of the most frivolous cases I've ever seen," she said. "But we still need to take it seriously. Family lawsuits can get ugly." The case took 4 months to get to court. For months of my parents and sister not speaking to me. For months of them posting on Facebook about betrayal and stolen dreams. For months of extended family members taking sides. Some believed my parents. Others thought they were insane. The family split down the middle. Finally, we had our day in court. My parents' lawyer went first. He argued that I had misappropriated a business concept that belonged to my sister. That I had used family resources, living at home during summers, eating family meals, to build my business. That I owed my success to my parents' support and therefore owed them compensation. It was absurd, but he said it all with a straight face. Then it was my turn. My lawyer presented evidence. Bank statements showing I'd started the business with $200 of my own money. Records showing I'd worked 2 jobs to support myself through college. Loan statements showing I'd taken out student loans because my parents didn't contribute to my education. Tax returns showing every dollar I'd earned and saved. She also presented something I'd forgotten about. Old family emails and texts. Messages from my mother. "We can't help with your tuition this semester. Melissa needs a new car." Messages from my father. "Can you pick up more shifts? We can't send you money this month." A text from my sister from 2 years before I started my business. "LOL, you're going to work at Starbucks forever, loser." The judge read through everything silently. Then my lawyer called me to testify. "Miss Anderson," she said, "did your sister ever take concrete steps to start a sustainable products business?"
No.
She mentioned the general idea once. She never researched products, suppliers, or did anything to actually start it. "Did your parents financially support you during college?"
No.
"I took out loans and worked 2 jobs." They used their money to support my sister. Did you use any family resources to start or grow your business?
No.
I built it entirely on my own, with my own money and my own time. Have you stolen anything from your sister?
No.
I built a life for myself through hard work. I didn't take anything from anyone. My parents' lawyer cross-examined me, trying to make it sound like I'd somehow cheated or had unfair advantages. But there was nothing there, just hard work, sacrifice, and determination. Then they called my sister to testify. Miss Melissa Anderson, their lawyer, said, "Tell the court about your business idea." "I wanted to start an online business selling sustainable products," Melissa said. "I talked about it with my family. I did research. I was planning to launch it." "When did you first have this idea?" 3 years ago." "And what steps did you take to implement it?" Silence. "Miss Anderson?" I was planning. I was getting ready. For 3 years. I was waiting for the right time." "Did you register a business?" "No, but..." "Did you research suppliers?" "Not yet, but..." "Did you create a website?" "I was going to." "Did you invest any money into this business?" "No, because she stole my idea before I could." The judge interrupted. "Miss Anderson, having an idea and acting on an idea are two different things. Did you take any concrete action whatsoever to start this business?" Melissa's face crumbled.
No.
"But that doesn't mean she didn't steal it from me." The judge looked at her for a long moment. Then he looked at my parents. "Mr. and Mrs. Anderson, do you have any evidence that you financially supported your younger daughter during her college years?" My father shifted uncomfortably. "We provided emotional support." Do you have receipts, bank transfers, any financial records showing you contributed to her education or living expenses?" We helped in other ways." "So that's a no." The judge looked back at the paperwork. "Let me make sure I understand this correctly. Your younger daughter worked 2 jobs, took out student loans, started a business with her own money, worked for years to build it, paid off her debts, saved her money, and bought a house. And you're suing her because her older sister also wanted to be successful someday?" "She stole her sister's opportunity," my mother said.
How?
"By working hard, by taking action while her sister waited for the right time." The judge shook his head. "This is one of the most baseless cases I've seen in 20 years on the bench." He looked at my parents directly. "Your daughter built something herself. Instead of being proud, you're punishing her for it. Instead of encouraging your older daughter to pursue her own path, you're teaching her that she's entitled to someone else's hard work." He picked up his gavel. "This lawsuit is dismissed. Furthermore, I'm ordering the plaintiffs to pay the defendant's legal fees in the amount of $15,000 for bringing a frivolous lawsuit to this court." The gavel came down. My parents looked stunned. My sister was crying. I felt nothing but relief. Outside the courtroom, my mother tried to approach me. "Honey, please, we can work this out." "No," I said simply. "We can't. We're your family." Family doesn't sue each other for being successful. Family doesn't try to tear each other down. Whatever we were, we're not family anymore. My father grabbed my arm. "You're being dramatic. You just thought I owed you something for existing, for being born into your family. You thought my success was somehow stolen from Melissa instead of earned by me." I pulled my arm free. "You were wrong. And now you owe me $15,000 for wasting my time." I walked away. They paid the $15,000 in legal fees. I never spoke to them again. My sister sent me messages for months, apologizing, then getting angry again, then apologizing. A cycle of manipulation I refused to engage with. Some extended family members told me I was being too harsh, that I should forgive them. But here's what I learned. Success doesn't create toxicity. It reveals it. My parents and sister weren't toxic because I succeeded. They were always toxic. My success just made it impossible to hide anymore. 2 years later, I'm 26 now. My business generates over $100,000 a month. I've expanded into new markets, hired a team of 5 people, and I'm launching my own product line instead of just dropshipping. I still live in that house, the one my sister said I stole from her. the one I earned. And I'm building the life I want, surrounded by people who celebrate my success instead of resenting it. My sister? I heard through family that she finally started her online boutique. It lasted 3 months before she quit, blaming market conditions and unfair competition. My parents? They're still bitter, still telling anyone who'll listen that I'm selfish and ungrateful. I don't care. Because I learned something important. You don't owe anyone access to your success. Not your family, not your friends, not anyone who thinks your hard work is somehow theirs to claim. I started my own business at 19. I paid off my debts. I bought a house in cash. And I didn't steal anything from anyone. I earned every single bit of it. And I'll never apologize for that.
Not now.
Not ever. Improve explain.